Hello, hello, hello. Oh, well, the mic's over here. What am I doing? Hello, hello, hello. I don't know where to put this. This thing does not balance very well. Okay, so. Oof. Oof, 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 oof. I should have figured this out before I pressed record. I'm not gonna edit this because I don't wanna. Okay, hi, my name's Tevnu or Judas. He, they pronouns. Hello, 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 welcome. I am. So my brain is rotting with Project Hail Mary, quite a lot, like a lot. The specific, oh God, talking specifically the world building. When it comes to the Iridians, I am a world building nerd. It's why I like Avatar so much. The world building in those films is so good, for no specific reason. Just amazing, immaculate. I And I really want to make an OC because that's one of the things I enjoy most when I have a hyperfixation. When I like something a lot, that's what I do. Obviously, right? Who wouldn't? I like creating. But the thing about Project Hail Mary is it makes me want to do that. But like, God, talking. This is gonna be really long. I can't talk for shit. It makes me want to do so scientifically. Cause okay, let's start with what the Iridians are made of. I haven't read the book yet. I'm going to. So I can get more info about the Iridians. All I have is the fandom wiki for the movie right now. And like I think it's like an extension of like the book wiki. I don't know. But one of the primary things used by the Iridians in the film, at the very least, is xenonite. It's a made-up metal. It is purely fictional, as the wiki states in Google. I am currently doing surface level research on what this is, starting like an hour ago. So, please forgive the fact that I am not smart in this area at all. I don't understand any of this. So this is gonna be like a series of videos, me trying to make my own alien species to make my OC. With the God talking. It's gonna be a series of videos of me making an alien species from scratch, using real world logic and science, so that it feels believable in the world of Project Hail Mary. But I'm doing so as someone with no background in rocket science. I'm doing so as someone who's getting a bachelor's in 2D animation. So, like, I don't know any of this. So we're gonna learn together. I'm gonna try and get a book, hopefully, about elements and stuff so I could learn about this. Either that or I'm gonna use my college resources to have access to like papers and stuff to read about this, hopefully. But today is just surface level research, so that's where we're starting with the wikis for all this stuff, and then we're gonna go deeper into it because I don't know where else to start. So xenonite, it's made up, it's a, like it says here, it is primarily made out of the gas xenon, which it's used primarily as like a light source. And as a propellant for ion thrusters and spacecrafts. Propellant? Heat. Oh. Okay. So that's why the ship's hot. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. We're learning together. This is purely just for me to get my thought process out. Because for some reason, despite being a person who sucks at talking and just speaking in general, I am able to process things better when it's spoken out loud. This is for me. I doubt anyone's gonna watch this, but I want to keep this somewhere, and I don't trust my computer to save any of these videos. So we're gonna post them as a means of storing all this stuff somewhere. So much words. Could oxidize oxygen to form. Is that important to what? Xenon gases were for a long time considered to be completely chemical and not able to form compounds. However, they found out. Okay. So it's a made-up metal made from the gas. So I already have an idea of what I want the OC to be. We're starting with what idea I have for the OC, and then we're gonna work from that into elements. So I want the species or the character at the very least to contrast with Rocky, because Rocky's entire thing is sound. The Iridians, oh my god, it's so cool. They're the fact they're rocks and then being a species who relies on sound so much and using just carving into their rock bodies like phrases or like groovings that could make sounds. God, talking. The fact they can, like, I can think of the sentence I'm trying to say, but I don't know how to put words out of my mouth. That's why I'm doing this. It's this is a lot easier than writing it, because writing is so much worse. I just sat there staring at a screen for like hours trying to figure out what words I'm trying to come up with. Okay. What was I saying? The Iridians are a species that relies on sound because they have no eyes or ability to see, at least in the typical sense, like the way you and I see, at least in the movie. It's such a unique way of portraying sight. That was so cool. I'm in love with that. They're a species that primarily relies on sound, so they would like carve like important phrases and words and names into their bodies because they're rocks, as a means of either to have an easier time saying the words, or just like to signify their importance in the person's life. I don't know. It's probably the latter. That's such a cool idea. That's so cool. I love that. So, and one of my favorite things about making OCs is making them to contrast pre-existing characters or species within the media I'm making them for. So the idea I have is I want my OC to be primarily visual. Like, I want their language to be primarily sign language, albeit they do use sound to try and articulate like specific meanings or emphasis. I want them to also have a spoken language that is only primarily used with personal loved ones, like spouses or close friends or family members you trust deeply. I already have an idea for how I want their culture to be towards names. I want them to have I want them to have two names. There's one name where they give everyone. That name is like a sound paired with like a hand movement. God, at this point, I should just get rid of this. I'm gonna take this off the recording. I'm gonna just make this bigger for right now while I'm talking about this. So my idea for the OC species is that it's gonna be, their first name is going to be hand movements primarily paired with like a sound. So I've already come up with, it's a word. This is a name a placeholder name I have for the character already. Their name is gonna, what was it? It's gonna be like, no, what was it? That. That's gonna be their name. that hand movement paired with that noise from the lips, right? The way you would say it, grammatically speaking, name, it would be just, I have an idea that I want their language to flow in a way that's similar to dance, vaguely. I want it to feel like the sentences, I don't want it to feel jerky. Jerky? Is that the right word? I don't want it to feel talking. I don't want it to feel, yeah, I guess jerky is the best way I could say it. Like, I want their conversations to be able to flow in a way that feels as though it's kind of like dance. Because the first idea I had when it comes to their physical forms is that they're visually, the first idea I had was of flowing smoky bodies that don't have a physical form but can solidify when approaching other people as a means of God, what's talking? What was my thought process? As a means of, I think, God, I think too much. God, let me start that sentence over. I lost it midway. The first, starting out, visually speaking, my idea was that they could be made of smoke, or they could have flowy bodies that look similar to water, but they are capable of solidifying into a physical form as a means of communicating properly, or avoiding miscommunication, since their primary language would be visualization. But I don't know how much I like that in terms of fitting into the world building of this, because I already tried drawing it out. And I don't know how I feel about it. Let me show you real quick. Ignore the fact that hopefully this doesn't look too bad for me in the future. I swear to God, if I watch this back and I understand nothing I'm saying, I'm gonna lose it. Because, this was this shot from the movie. God, this is my primary source of inspiration. It would be so cool if I could try and visualize that into, a person. And I tried, let me show you what I have so far. I tried, okay, let me organize this a little bit. I'm so messy. I tried doing it through, where is it? What the fuck? Is there nothing on these layers? Oh, it's because I'm hiding the folder. So, as, my thought process was, I tried just drawing it flat out. I don't like that it looks humanoid currently in this first sketch, so we're not doing that. And then I tried making a pie crew just to get a visualization of what the closest thing I could think of. I don't like it either. I tried starting to paint it. I like this a little more, but for some reason in my head, when I started drawing this, I was I kind of want to have it like a dragon motif. No. I started painting it, and I was I don't know if I like that. I like something about this, but I don't know what. And then I decided to try and just box the limbs of what it could look like, but this still looks too humanoid to me. So I started trying to photo bash with all these fucking textures. and pictures, but I don't. Why is this so see through? Where? What? Oh, there we go. Like, oh my god, please, please. There we go. Like, I tried photo bashing. I still don't like it. This doesn't look right to me. This is an attempt at something. I don't know what. I tried leaning more into the water idea with the jellyfish hat type thing, and then like the tentacles being kind of like acting as like hair, but like wispy hair. This isn't working. Something about this isn't working. And that was my primary idea to start with, and I don't like it. I don't. But I like this. Obviously. It's fucking gorgeous. And like, I want it to be expressive. I do. So my idea was maybe I could try to do something where like they have a shell, and then they have their insides, which is their real self. It's like a wispy, smoky body. It's not entirely smoky. It's just partially smoky, but like their outside is it kind of like the carapace Rocky makes, except permanent. That. Because my idea with their names was that they would have two names. One of them's the visual paired with the sound, right? That's one they use for everybody. It's their formal name, whatever. I don't have an idea for familial ties in terms of how that, like, what if family names would dictate like the motion or the sound or something. It might be vice versa. But I do have the idea that they have a second name, the one they share with personal friends and family and stuff, and that one's purely spoken. And the idea for the cultural reason for that I want God, talking. The cultural reason for that, at least that I want for their species, is that they have like, let's call it their universal name. Their universal name, the one they give for everyone, just the one that everyone knows them by, hand movement paired with a sound, is that they're using their body, their outside carapace. Let's call it a carapace for now. Their outside carapace is doing that movement. That is their name. So like, it's the idea of, this is my body, this is my name for that body, for that carapace. And it's paired with the sound because like the sound visualizes like, yeah, there's a part of me shown in my carapace. You know me to an extent, but you don't know me who I am inside. But you know part of me. So that's why there's like that verbal pairing between, God, what is that what I mean to say? It might be what I mean to say. There's that pairing of both a visual element and a verbal element. Like, this is the, I guess I'm gonna have to call it this is the universal name I give you because it is it utilizes my carapace and it utilizes a fraction of my soul. Let's call it a soul. Why not? That makes sense. Like, that's the idea behind the first name. Whereas the second name is purely verbal. The placeholder name I have for the OC would be Kima. That's what I have so far. Kima. Something like that. It feels so hard, actually. I don't know if I like that. Because, like, I wanted them to be, like, kind of like a flowy species, right? I wanted them to be, like, smoky, watery type thing. So I already have, like, an idea of their language, like, their verbal language sounding flowy. I don't know if Kima, the K sound is too harsh. It might be. Oh, whatever. But that's the placeholder name for now for her. Him. For them. It's placeholder name for them. Kima. The idea behind that is that's the personal name that you give people you're closest to. It's who you really are. It's not paired with a hand movement because it doesn't utilize your carapace at all. The idea is like I'm only using my voice to say it because that's the real me. That is my soul speaking out of my carapace. Out of my carapace. That sounds so weird. That's like the idea behind the two names. It's not a very unique thing. It's not, but like that's their cultural reasoning behind it. So I guess I could make it so they have like a shell they wear permanently around most people. Kind of like visualize the idea. I guess I could do that, right? I could. This is why I'm doing this. I wasn't even thinking of doing a shell, like an outside carapace for them until now. Okay, I'm writing that down before I forget. There's so much moving. There's so much moving here. Okay. God, this is gonna sound like nonsense to anyone who stumbles upon any of this, but it makes sense to me. Why are you so big? Stop. Go down. Go down. Thank you. Okay, so like a carapace and outside shell they wear permanently. Maybe it's something that you get. No, I don't want it to be of age. Carapace. I'm just now realizing that's Elio. It's fucking Elio. To be fair, the carapace that's not a completely original idea, so I guess that's fair. God, I love Elio. That's such a good movie. Anyway. God, talking. I should have gotten more water. So they have the carapace, outer shell, they wear permanently. Mostly permanently. They can take it on and off, but I doubt they would. And then they have like their true self in it. Like flowy soul thing. Yeah, let's just write it like that. Flowy soul thing. And that's the idea. Those are the key points for what I have going into this. As for sciencey stuff, the Wikipedia page, like I said, I want the species to kind of contrast the Iridians. I want my character to specifically contrast Rocky. So the way they can make a gas into a metal, I want to contrast that by making a metal into kind of like a gaseous resource. For this species, somehow, the one I've landed on currently is zirconium. To be fair, I didn't do a lot of research, so that's what this is. We're gonna look into it for my sake. This probably will help me too with future endeavors in creating alien species, because I have a lot of stories that have alien species. Dental implants? What? Wait, zirconium, atomic number 40. What's a hafnium, titanium, room temperature. Organometallic? What do you mean? Organometallic compounds, chemical compounds containing at least one chemical bond between a carbon atom of an organic molecule and a metal. Okay, so a metal and organism. That's how I'm gonna define that for me. Uh, 5 isotopes occur naturally, 4 of which are stable. The metal isotopes are mainly used as a refractory and a pacifier. Zirconium alloys are used to clad nuclear fuel rods due to their low neutron absorption and strong resistance to corrosion. Okay, they have a strong resistance to corrosion. I'm gonna write that down. We're just gonna go through different elements today to see what I think could work best for this, because I might just keep it like a metal. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. I don't know. We're figuring it out. We're figuring out as we go. Zirconia. What was I writing? Resistance to corrosion. Resistant to corrosion. Okay. Ignore my shitty writing. Resistant to corrosion. Low neutron absorption. I'm gonna have to look up what that means later. Absorption. And then we also have, what else? High heat resistance is this high heat resistance that could actually work well off of the iridium. Atmosphere, right? Because they're talking. They need heat, right? Or like they're yeah, like the Iridian version of oxygen. I don't know what chemical it is. I forgot. I'm gonna have to look it up. It's hot. It's burning hot. It has a high heat point. I guess I could define it as that. So I guess I could work well off of their atmosphere. In a way. I brought food. Why am I not eating? I brought food so I could eat while I did this. I forgot. Okay. Biomedical applications. Why are there no chunks? It's granola. Like cookie. Girl Scout granola. There we go. That's what I meant to say. Goodness gracious. Okay. Water purification systems. Okay, well, how would that work? I'm gonna write all this down to research later, because I don't want to right now. Biomedical applications such as dental implants and prosthetics to your water purification systems. Water purification system. That's not how you spell Why did I put an A? That's wrong too. Purification system. As well as biomedical applications. I can look that up later. Well, I guess whatever. I don't care. Flash bulbs? Oh. Sure. Have no known biological role, though the element is widely distributed in nature and appears in small quantities in biological systems without adverse effects. No indication of zirconium as a carcinogen. Main hazards posed by zirconium are flammability in powder form and irritation of the eyes. Okay. Okay. Flammable as powder. Powder fell down a well. Is that what it is? The quote from Arcane? I don't know. Why did my granola crumble like that? Goodness, it's all crumbs instead of like chunks. It's a sad day for me. Okay. Highly resistant to corrosion. However, it will dissolve in hydrochloric and sulfuric acid. Okay. Dissolves in hydrochloric and that's not how you spell, is it? Sulfuric. Sulfur. Smells like rotten eggs. Sulfuric acid. Okay. Fluorine. Especially if fluorine present. My notes. Blah, 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 blah. I hate that my main source of research currently is this Wikipedia page. I can't wait to get a book. I need to read more. I haven't read in forever since I graduated high school. Holy crap. I'm starting to reread Scythe and annotating it because I remember that being... Pepper? Hey baby, what's up? It's my dog. You want to see my dog? Hold on. I'll show you my dog. Just in case someone does watch this for some reason. Hold up, wait. Pepper, come here. Come here. Here's Pepper. He's a baby, isn't he? He's an old man. But, oh, he's hacking. Old man hack. Yep. There you go. There you go. There you go. Come on. Oh my god. There we go. Old man. He's an old man. He doesn't know what's going on ever. No thoughts behind his eyes. He's such a little guy. Okay, we go over here. Okay? Okay. Back to notes. Back to notes. Ah! Okay, so that's zirconium. I could do more research on it later. I need to look at other metals. Metals. Periodic table. As a, like, as possible other, I don't know, just ideas, I guess. How did me rambling for 30 minutes make me so tired already? Jesus. I don't like the way any of these look. Where's the one that was like separated? Oof. I mean, this one's got whatever. Ew. Why are you so small? Get bigger? Hello? Where's tools? Tools? No. Hello? Why don't I have a... That's weird. Usually there's an option to magnify. Whatever. Oh, this works. Yes. Inspect? No. What the fuck? I didn't know I could do that. Okay. I want to magnify. Oh, this would work. Here we go. Okay. Zirconium is one option. What's another option we could look into? What's something interesting that I've not heard of much? Seaborgium? Borgium? Seborgium? I don't know. Dubnium. Actinoids. What's a name that inspires me? Osmium? Tungsten. That's like an actual name for an element? Really? Tungsten. Everyone's heard of zinc. Indium? Palladium. Am I saying that right? Palladium. I feel like I'm not. Nickel, gallium. Let's look up gallium. Why not? Gallium. How do I turn off Copilot? That shit's annoying. I'm gonna open you. We're gonna ignore Britannica. What are you? That looks like an AI image. I'm not touching you. Oh! Yeah, organization. This works. No, stop. Gallium. Okay. Okay, what do we got? Uses and properties. Yes. On puns relating to the element's name. Named the elements after France and also himself, which means the rooster. Translates to Gallus in Latin. It's called the rooster? Guys, we might have a winner. Wait, their carapaces could be based off birds. Birds are so expressive. Mainly peacocks and... Oh my god, yes. Their carapaces can be based off of birds. That's I was thinking about going for an animalistic theme in a way, because god, animals are so expressive in the way they talk, especially like with their tail feathers, their mating rituals in like the animal kingdom is so interesting. The fact that they're primarily based off of like visuals, god. It's so cool. I love it. I need to do more research about it because like I find it so interesting, but I know virtually nothing about it other than like I know peacocks, when threatened, will put their tail feathers up. They'll puff up, mostly because my grandma would always, at her place, for some reason there was a lot of wild peacocks in San Diego, California. Yeah, I don't understand that either. I don't know. I don't think there were so many. Now that I'm thinking about it, why were there so many? There would always be like 3 every time I would go visit her. Just outside. Just wandering. You know. In like a normal neighborhood. That's weird. Anyway. Oh my god. Their carapaces resemble birds. That makes me happy. I have something. Is that not the layer I wrote that on? Wait, what layer are you on? Oh, there we go. I delete you, and okay. Based on birds. I guess that could also lean into the alien species fulfilling a different criteria I had in mind. Because Rocky, the Iridians, based off rocks, kind of fulfills the earth element idea. To contrast that a little bit, I kind of wanted to go with air because that kind of feels like the opposite in a way. birds, air. I like that. I like that. I like that so much. I would have to make it alien somehow. Do I? Do I? We could just say that the Earth, arid, and whatever planet my OCs come from are part of. Why does that say a ratio? Oh, that's the ratio of my camera. Okay. They could have a common ancestor, and the common ancestor could possibly have created a bird species on a bird-like species on this planet. Possibly. Because the planet Adrian also has a common ancestor with them, right? At least that's the implication. I remember seeing it somewhere. I'm probably wrong. Because like they all the god talking. You know what? I'm not even gonna try and put that into words because I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Like I feel an understanding for what I'm trying to say, but not the words for it because that is difficult. I need to figure out how to talk right, bro. This shit sucks. Okay, so we're leaning into the bird theme. Their carapaces could be made of something else than them. It could be different. Maybe. I don't want to give them. Do I want to give them an economic divide? I don't think I want to. That seems. Why would I need that? They don't need that. They don't need that. I don't want that for them. That's so mean. We're not doing that. Uses in Blu-ray technology? So, is a soft silvery white metal similar to aluminum. It is an important component of many. I just realized how I said aluminium. Aluminium. There we go. Aluminium. I love saying it. It's so fun. Aluminium. Okay. I'm over it. Gallium arsenide. Arsenide? That's wrong. Arsenide has a similar structure to silicone and is a useful silicone substitute for the electronics industry. It's an important component of many semiconductors, also used in red LEDs, light-emitting diodes because of its ability to convert electricity to light. Solar panels on the Mars exploration rover contain gallium arsenide. Gallium nitride is also a semiconductor, has particular properties that make it very versatile. It is important uses in Blu-ray technology, mobile phones, blue and green LEDs, and pressure sensors for touch switches. Gallium readily alloys with most metals, is particularly used in low melting alloys. It has a high boiling point, which makes it ideal for recording temperatures that would vaporize a thermometer. No known biological role. It's non-toxic. It is mainly produced as a byproduct of zinc refining. Okay. Am I settled on this? It has a low... Am I settled on this? Is this what I want? Is this what I want? Your melting point is 85 degrees. But your boiling point is 4,000? Pick a struggle. Jesus. That could provide a very fun obstacle. Well, no, because if I'm thinking maybe their insides are made of gallium. Maybe. Do I really want that? Do I want that? Because if their carapaces are going to resemble birds, I feel like the carapaces should be made of gallium. To, like, in some degree. But, like, I mean, the carapaces reflect who they are as people, but, like, dumbed down versions of themselves. So maybe they're made of gallium. Physically speaking, their souls are made of, like, a version of gallium. Some, like, fictionalized, some sort of, like, fictionalized, flowy gaseous type of gallium, whereas their carapaces could be made of zinc, because I mentioned it has a thing with zinc. I'm gonna write that down. That could be important. That could be important. Gallium for souls, low melting point. And then there's carapaces. That is that how I write? Oh dear God. That's not any better. Whatever. Carapaces made of zinc. Maybe. It's non-toxic. Is there any research showing how gallium reacts to xenon? Would that even be would there be a chemical reaction there? Because one's like a gas and the other's like a metal. I don't know. Oh, God, I need to finish my coffee. I just realized I woke up at 5 today. I don't know why. I hate it. Okay. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do more research later. I'm tired. I think I'm gonna end part 1 here. I'm going to buy a book with the gift card I have, and we're going to, well, I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna try and force myself to read. That's what I'm gonna do, because I need to read more, and I want to learn about this, like, genuinely. I miss being hyperfixated on things and learning from my hyperfixations. So we're going to try and keep this hyperfixation alive via learning. Forced learning. That's what we're going to do. I also need to buy Project Hail Mary, the book. That's what I need to do. That's what I need to do because I want to. This is a reminder to future me to do that. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how else to interact with or intake more Hail Mary content other than making it myself. So, like I said, that's what this is. This is an attempt at that. An attempt. It's 8:43. How much time do I have to work? Like a couple hours? This will be part 1. I got a shower. Yeah, I'll end it there. Yeah. To anyone watching for some reason, thanks. Thanks. Have a good one. I'll be back with a part 2, obviously. There's gonna be a lot of videos of me just talking nonsense. Big old nothing burgers for nearly an hour. I'll try and keep it frequent because I do want to keep working on this. I need something to focus on right now, like this. So, yeah. If anyone's interested for some reason, big ol' nothing burgers, me talking nonsense, frequently updated of me just rambling about trying to make a species for a series or a movie I like for fun. Get my brain juices working. Yeah. See you guys later. Love you. Bye.